There are warning signs, but not everyone notices them. Do you know how the body changes in the final months of life? These changes may be subtle at first, but over time they become more noticeable. Understanding them not only helps you prepare emotionally, but also allows you to provide the best care for your loved one. Let's explore the important signs you shouldn't ignore. And don't forget to follow and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss the latest updates. Has someone close to you started showing small but worrisome changes over the past year? Many people believe that when an elderly person passes away, it happens all of a sudden. However, in reality, the body often gives quiet warnings months or even a year before reaching the final stage of life. The challenge is that most people don't notice these signs at first because they seem minor. Only later, when looking back, do families realize that the clues were always there. But by that time, it's too late to prepare or to make the most of those last moments together. In this video, we will discuss 5 important signs that often appear in the year leading up to an elderly person's passing. Some of these may be things you've already seen but dismissed as normal aging. Others may seem insignificant at first, but actually show that the body is slowly weakening. Recognizing these changes early allows you to provide better care, create meaningful memories, and most importantly, ensure that your loved one's final days are as comfortable and peaceful as possible. Stay with us until the end, because these 5 signs can help you prepare, both emotionally and practically, for what's ahead. When you understand what's happening, you won't be taken by surprise. Instead, you'll be able to make the most of the time you have left with the person you love. Now let's begin. Number 1, noticeable weight loss. One of the first and clearest signs that someone may be in the last year of their life is losing weight without trying. At first, the change may be small: a belt that suddenly needs another notch, clothes that seem looser, or a once strong appetite that starts to decline. Many families assume this is just part of aging. However, the truth is that when weight loss happens without effort, it is often a sign of a deeper issue. It may indicate that the body is no longer absorbing nutrients properly, muscle is breaking down, and vital functions are slowing. While aging naturally leads to some muscle loss, losing weight too quickly is usually a warning sign that something more serious is happening. The body may be struggling to process food, or it may not be able to use protein efficiently, which leads to further muscle breakdown. This loss of strength doesn't just make movement harder, it also raises the risk of falls, weakens the immune system, and makes infections more likely. Another common reason for weight loss in the final year of life is a change in appetite. Many older adults no longer feel hunger the way they once did. Their sense of taste weakens, food becomes less enjoyable, and they might start skipping meals or eating much smaller portions. This isn't simply a change in preference, it's the body's way of signaling that it is starting to slow down. As a result, energy levels drop, strength fades, and overall health declines. In some cases, medical conditions play a role. Weight loss is often linked to serious illnesses such as cancer, heart disease, or kidney failure, many of which may begin developing long before obvious symptoms appear. Even mental health conditions like depression or cognitive decline can lead to eating less, creating a cycle where the body isn't getting the fuel it needs to function properly. Some families try to address this by encouraging their loved ones to eat more, offering favorite foods, or adding protein shakes to their diet. But if the weight continues to drop despite these efforts, it's important to understand that this is more than just a problem with eating. It's a sign that the body is going through a deeper change. At this point, pushing large meals may not be helpful. Instead, focusing on comfort, easy-to-eat foods, and proper hydration can have a greater impact on maintaining quality of life. If you see a loved one losing a lot of weight, especially if they eat less, feel weaker, or have trouble staying active, it's important to take notice. This isn't just about how they look, it's the body's way of giving a warning. Understanding this now can help you get ready for what's ahead with kindness, clear thinking, and a chance to make the most of the time left. Number 2, extreme tiredness and weakness. One of the biggest changes in the final year of life is deep, lasting tiredness that doesn't go away with sleep. This isn't just feeling a bit worn out after a long day. It's a level of exhaustion that makes even simple activities feel too hard. Getting out of bed may become a struggle. Walking across the room takes great effort, and everyday tasks like cooking, getting dressed, or even talking may feel too tiring. This isn't only due to aging, it's the body saving its remaining energy as its systems begin to slow down. The heart doesn't pump as strongly, blood flow weakens, and muscles no longer receive as much oxygen as before. Because of this, many older people in their final months feel weaker, have trouble keeping their balance, and can't keep up with the activities they once enjoyed. Another reason is that the body's energy system slows down. Normally, the body creates and uses energy, but as it nears the final stage, that energy is saved rather than used for movement. This is why people in decline often sleep longer, take more naps during the day, and struggle to stay awake for long periods. Some may even have sudden drops in energy, seeming fine one moment and completely drained the next. Perhaps the hardest part of this change is the emotional toll. Many older adults who were once proud of their independence may feel upset or even ashamed that they can no longer do what they once could. They might stop talking as much, avoid social gatherings, or lose interest in hobbies, not because they don't care, but because they simply don't have the strength. This can create a cycle of isolation, where they stop trying to stay involved, which can speed up their decline even more. For families, watching a loved one go from active and full of life to exhausted and withdrawn is heartbreaking. It can be easy to think they're just being inactive or need to try harder, but the truth is that pushing them won't change the situation. What really matters is understanding their limits, letting them rest when needed, and making sure their final days are as comfortable as possible. If someone you love is experiencing extreme, ongoing tiredness that doesn't improve with sleep, take it as a sign that their body is going through a big change. This is the time to have meaningful conversations, create peaceful moments, and support them without expecting too much. In the end, what truly matters isn't how much they can do. It's that they feel cared for, understood, and at peace. If you're still watching and find this information helpful, type number 2 in the comments to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I encourage you to do so and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Your support helps us keep creating content that informs and inspires. Number 3, increased confusion or withdrawal. As someone nears the last stage of life, one of the biggest changes can be seen in how they think, talk, and interact with those around them. You might notice that a person who used to be sharp and involved begins forgetting things more often, has trouble following conversations, or seems lost even in familiar places. They might repeat themselves, struggle to remember names, or lose track of time, even if they never had memory problems before. These small mental changes can start months or even a full year before the end. This isn't just normal forgetfulness. The brain, like any other part of the body, depends on a steady supply of oxygen and nutrients to work well. But as blood flow weakens and the brain gets less oxygen, thinking and memory start to decline. The person may become easily confused, have trouble making decisions, or even fail to recognize people and places they have known for years. Some may seem clear-minded one moment, only to become confused again shortly after, almost like their mind is flickering in and out. Another common sign is pulling away from others. People in their final months often lose interest in socializing. You may notice they talk less, seem distant, or spend long periods sitting quietly. It's not that they don't care about their family and friends, it's that their brain no longer processes emotions and communication the same way. Conversations feel tiring, loud environments become overwhelming, and over time, many simply retreat into their own world. You may also see shifts in mood and behavior. Some people become more irritated, anxious, or easily upset, while others appear strangely calm or uninterested in things that used to matter to them. This isn't just a change in personality, it's the brain adjusting as the body slows down. When thinking becomes harder, expressing emotions also becomes more difficult, which can make the person react differently than they used to. For family members, these changes can be confusing and painful to witness, but recognizing them for what they are, signs of the body's natural process, allows loved ones to respond with patience and understanding. This phase can be especially hard. Seeing someone you love drift away from reality or become distant can feel like losing them before they are truly gone. But it's important to understand that this is not something they have control over. Instead of trying to pull them back into conversations, the best thing you can do is meet them where they are. Speak softly, offer comfort, and know that even if they don't always respond, they can still sense your presence. If someone close to you is becoming more forgetful, more confused, or less engaged, don't overlook it. These are often early signs that both the mind and body are getting ready for the final stage. This is a time to be patient, treasure quiet moments, and create a space that feels safe, familiar, and calm. Even when words start to fade, love and warmth can still be felt. No. 4. Frequent illness and slow recovery. As the body begins to slow down, one of the clearest physical changes is a weaker immune system. You may notice that someone who rarely got sick before now seems to catch every cold, flu, or small infection that comes around. What used to be minor illnesses now take much longer to heal, and even small cuts or bruises don't recover as quickly as they once did. These changes don't happen by chance. They are signs that the body is no longer able to fight off sickness or repair itself as well as before. One major concern is repeated infections. Pneumonia, urinary tract infections, UTIs, skin infections, and even mouth infections become more common as the immune system weakens. Many families assume these are just random illnesses, but when they keep happening or take a long time to go away, it often means the body is struggling to defend itself. Even antibiotics, which once worked quickly, may no longer be as effective. The person may need stronger medicine, longer recovery times, or multiple treatments for infections that used to be minor. This happens because as circulation slows and organs start working less efficiently, the body does not respond to treatment as well as before. Another issue that is often overlooked is slow healing wounds. If you notice that small scratches, sores, or bruises are not getting better or keep reopening, it may be a sign that blood flow is not working properly. When circulation is poor, oxygen and nutrients do not reach the skin and tissues as well, causing healing to take much longer. People who are less mobile are at risk of pressure sores, which can turn into serious infections if not properly cared for. What's even more worrying is that infections in the final stage of life do not always show up in the way we expect. Instead of a high fever, an elderly person may just seem more tired, more confused, or less interested in eating. In fact, for seniors, a sudden drop in mental alertness is often the first warning sign of an infection, even before other symptoms appear. This is why noticing these changes early can make a difference in how much care and comfort they receive in their final days. Seeing someone you love go through repeated infections can be both upsetting and discouraging. It's natural to want to keep trying different treatments, hoping that another dose of antibiotics or another hospital visit will make things better. But after a certain point, the focus often shifts from trying to cure the illness to making them as comfortable as possible. Ensuring they drink enough water, keeping their skin clean and moisturized, and reducing stress on their body can often do more to help them feel better than another treatment that may only add to their discomfort. Number 5, major changes in breathing or blood flow. One of the clearest signs that the body is reaching its final stage is a noticeable shift in how a person breathes and how blood flows through their body. You might see that their breathing becomes slower and shallower than before. Sometimes they may pause between breaths or breathe in an irregular pattern, with their breathing speeding up and then slowing down unexpectedly. Some people develop a distinct breathing rhythm known as Cheyne-Stokes respiration, where deep, fast breaths are followed by long gaps with no breathing at all. These changes may start gradually, but often become more obvious over time. Another sign is a decrease in circulation. You may notice that their hands, feet, nose, or ears start feeling cool to the touch. Their skin might also look pale, bluish, or have a marbled appearance, especially on the fingers and toes. This happens because the body is working to send blood to the most important organs, reducing blood flow to the arms and legs. It's a strong indication that the heart is not pumping as effectively as before. Some people may also struggle more with shortness of breath, even when doing small movements. Simple activities like sitting up, talking, or changing positions may leave them feeling out of breath. You may see them breathing through their mouth more frequently or stopping mid-sentence to catch their breath. If they once walked across the room easily, but now have trouble doing so, it may be a sign that their lungs are weakening. In some cases, fluid can build up in the lungs, making it harder for them to breathe. This can lead to a lingering cough, a gurgling sound while breathing, or a feeling of tightness in the chest. Many assume this is just normal congestion from a cold, but for elderly individuals nearing the end of life, it is often a sign that the lungs are becoming weaker. Because of this, lying flat may feel uncomfortable, and they may prefer to rest with their head propped up on pillows or in a reclining chair to make breathing easier. For family members, these changes can be scary to witness. It's natural to want to help, to encourage them to take deeper breaths, or to worry that something serious is happening. But in many situations, these shifts are just the body's way of gradually slowing down. While these changes may not always be reversible, there are ways to help ease discomfort. Keeping the room cool, using a humidifier, or giving small sips of water can help them feel more at ease. In some cases, medication or oxygen therapy may provide relief. But at this stage, the focus is on keeping them comfortable rather than trying to change the situation. If you see these signs, irregular breathing, cold hands and feet, or a bluish tint to the skin, pay close attention. These are often signs that the body is conserving energy and that circulation is slowing down. This is a time to be fully present, provide comfort, and create a calm space where they feel safe and relaxed. In these last weeks or months, the greatest gift you can offer isn't medical treatment. It's warmth, respect, and the assurance that they are not alone. Final thoughts. As we come to the close of this video, take a moment to think about what we've covered. Significant weight loss, extreme tiredness, memory issues, frequent illnesses, and major shifts in breathing and circulation. These 5 signs often show up in the year before an elderly person passes away. They don't always happen all at once, and at first they may not be easy to notice. But when you begin to see these changes, it's a sign that the body is slowly preparing for its final stage. For many families, coming to terms with these changes can be challenging. It's natural to want to resist them, to encourage your loved one to eat more, stay active, or push through their tiredness. But sometimes the most helpful thing we can do is pay attention to what their body is telling us. Instead of trying to stop what cannot be changed, we can focus on making the time they have left as comfortable, peaceful, and meaningful as possible. Recognizing these signs isn't about being afraid of death, it's about being ready for it. When you understand these changes early on, you can provide better care, make important choices in advance, and ensure that your loved one's final months are filled with love and respect. This is a time to treasure each moment, share memories, and remind them that they are valued and never alone. If you are seeing these signs in someone close to you, take a deep breath and remember that you are not facing this alone. Many others have been through this journey before, and while it is never easy, understanding what to expect can help you find strength, patience, and peace. Thank you for spending time with us today. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment below and share something you learned today and how you plan to apply it in your life. Your insights matter to us, so don't hesitate to share. Reading your comments inspires and motivates us. If you found this video useful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue making helpful content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.